What's up, Fit Fam? Coach Rye from Team Flex. Today we're going to be talking about Olympia. We're talking about Wellness Olympia, and we're talking about Francielle versus Francielle. Her physique from 2022 Olympia, her win there, versus her physique from just literally 2 days ago, Olympia 2023, her win there. What's changed? What's different? What does that mean for the criteria moving forward? What does that mean for you as a competitor or a coach to make sure that you're getting the right wellness physique, the look the judges want to see for your up and coming season? So we're going to dive into that right now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tons of other stuff coming on, more and more videos, more and more breakdowns, more and more criteria, make you your best competitor. That's what I do. All right, let's talk. So Francielle right here, this is 2022. She won the title there, and then she just won it again up against Issa, both times actually in the top 2 slot. We're going to talk about her physique specifically, though, and really talk about how the criteria has not changed too dramatically despite a lot of the buzz and a lot of the talk that's been going on this year, especially this season. So if you've been paying attention to wellness at all, you know there's been a lot of different physiques popping up in the top 5s that shows, very intense, a lot of muscle, very lean kind of physiques, even getting top 5s. And really, a lot of people thought the criteria was changing, and it's not really because it was actually changing. It's just because those were the athletes competing, and somebody's got to win. So that's really exemplified more here when we look at Francielle versus Francielle, okay? So let's talk about where, she made these improvements. So if we look at her physique, she has all the markers of wellness, right? In 2022, it's the roundness to the shoulders. 2023, roundness to the shoulders. It's not super jacked, not super developed, not super full, not to the top, like push to the limit. It's a cannonball or a pumpkin-sized deltoid. It is, it's got that shape, and that's what judges want to see. The arms are the same thing, where it's not overdone, and the bicep or the tricep. I mean, honestly, looking at Francielle side by side here from last year to now, we're not seeing a dramatic difference in that upper body. It's almost like upper body stayed pretty much the same, right? We got this tapered look, and granted, this shot's a little off, so it almost makes her physique look bigger on the right. It's really not, but literally, it's the same thing, right? We got this width up top, the same development to the shoulders, and then we got the taper down. So narrow at the waist, tiny at the waist. All of this is pretty much the same. Like, she has really kind of maintained her upper body, which is really interesting because that means that she didn't have to make it bigger to actually win Olympia. And that's something you all need to know, right? Don't get your upper body overdone. Like, it's so crazy how many wellness athletes right now are getting really jacked upper bodies, and it's just not what the judges want to see across the board. And there was athletes in the top 5 that had way bigger shoulders and way bigger upper bodies than her, and they are placing lower than her. She's the Olympia champion. So keep that in mind. Where she did make changes significantly is the lower body, right? So if we look here, we got, good fullness to the glute, good shape, good upper glute, all of that here. If we looked at 2023, this is basically just accelerated. She's advanced it. She took it further than that. It's all the same markers, still upper glute, still fullness, but really pushed it a little bit more. And the size is not dramatic in the sense like, okay, well, it's way overdone. No, it's still got the right shape. It's still got the right criteria there. It's just more. And in the quads and the hamstrings, same dealio here. We'll see this more in some of these other shots. So let's look to the kind of side quarter turn, if you will. So here we go. 2022 Francielle again, shoulders pretty on par, arms pretty on par, nothing much different there. Little change to the posing, makes the waist look a little bit different, but pretty much the same. Lower body is what's changed the most here. So 2022, upper glute still there, fullness to the glute still there, hamstring, quad, everything is there. 2023, it's more, okay? We got more upper glute, we got more overall glute, more hamstring, more quads. So really, the biggest area that she made improvements and how the criteria has moved is really in the exact same direction. She just basically added a little bit more muscle, kept the same level of everything else. And, granted, this light's different, you guys. So if you're thinking, okay, it looks dramatically different, it's a lighting effect. The Olympia lighting and stuff is a little bit different every year. It's kind of different all across the board, even from pre-judge to finals. But, yeah, this is what we're seeing, more muscle overall, and we'll really see that when we get to the back. So let's just go to there, because this is what makes wellness, right? So Francielle here, 2022, okay? We're looking at, realistically the glutes for the most part in the back pose, and here's what we'll see. Got the shape, it's all there. Got the upper glute there. Got the tie-ins here, quad sweep on the outside, hamstrings, everything's good. Nothing's too cut, nothing's too far. It's all right where it needs to be. Okay, 2023, this gets bigger. Okay, this gets more developed. It's all the same things. Upper glute, glute fullness overall, tie-in zone right here, hamstring, quad. It basically has just improved into the sense of more muscle. That's why her glutes look more three-dimensional this year, kind of like, oh, whoa, it's really out compared to that. Like, you're getting a lot more depth in the lines than we are in 2022, and it really has to do with just adding more muscle. So again, though, look at this. No change to the upper body, right? There's realistically no change. If anything, she almost changed her pose in 2023 to make her upper body look a little bit more narrow, even smaller. So really, really important to take note of this, all of you competing out there that want to compete in wellness, right? Like Francielle, the Olympia champion, the criteria standard, what the judges want to see across the board, no matter what level you are. If you've never competed before, you're an amateur or you're a pro, you got to take note of the fact the upper body is not taking the cake in wellness, okay? You got to make sure that the improvements you're making are lower body, and you're building your physique in the lower body, and that's really the whole criteria. Once you get the upper to where it needs to be with that shape and that proportion, just keep that and keep adding more muscle lower body. And I think that's realistically going to be the key, because I got one of these coming up with Issa too, who took second, and she was 1 point off of Francielle in this, which is a huge thing. And we're going to talk about that too, but I'll give you a hint. The main improvements were, guess what? Lower body, okay? Stop overdoing the upper body in wellness if you want to win. That's the end of the story. That's the end of the thing. Remember, the wellness division is asymmetry, upper to lower. You got to have the lower body dominance, and the more that you can make the lower body dominant with muscle, the better. Let's do that. All right, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tons more videos coming. Thanks for watching. Coach Rye is out.